because it says the state will decide this, the state will decide this. I would hope, and this is a conversation that we'll have to take to Parliament, that the law should allow for some form of consultative process. The family sits with the state. The family should be able to sit with the state, and the state understands what are the issues from the family. The family wants the president to be buried, for instance, in the village in Northwestern Province, in Solwezi. If we have a president who comes from Northwestern, if that is the wish of the family, the law has to say so, because currently the law doesn't say so. The law says the state takes over. And we had a meeting recently where Honorable Kampyongo, who was Minister of Home Affairs at that time, and now a Member of Parliament for Shuangandu, he was trying to guide a meeting we had at the party office where we were discussing how do we deal with the state issue vis-a-vis the party issue. Then Honorable Kampyongo explained that if there's a platform that could be created for all of us stakeholders to agree, how do we manage the interests of the state? How do we manage the interests of the family? How do we manage interests of the political party which he belonged to? But because he's a state asset, there's this, the law is very rigid. And you know, when the law says this, you now need to ask yourself, how do we navigate around? My proposal is that even this procession that we're going to have, the burial procession for President Lungu, I'll be a very disappointed Zambian, a young person who's in leadership, if the state doesn't sit down with the party, if the family is not engaged by the state, because the state must acknowledge that the family is grieving. And when you are grieving, you make decisions. And when you make decisions, they're in the interest of the family. So what I would propose for me is these key stakeholders, the party, the family, and the state should be able to sit down to say, let's draw up a program together. I'll be a very sad person once again if the family is not accorded the opportunity, for instance, to decide who speaks at that funeral. If the party doesn't have input on who should speak, because there are these expectations. I don't think they are complicated. For me, who's trying to understand different aspects of this key issue, it is possible for all of us after the burial to be able to say we had a very good, we remembered President Lungu in a very dignified manner. His send-off was very dignified. That is how we should remember. We can avoid the conflicts around how we bury a former president.
Right.